Hey, I want to talk a little bit about our mission trip cost. You know, a lot of people, they email us and they say, we don't understand why your mission trips are so expensive. What you got to remember is I'm going to guide you in from when you fly into Entebbe Airport. When you fly into Entebbe Airport, we got to have one, maybe two vehicles pick you up. They'll take you about an hour and a half drive into Kampala to one of our projects, which we don't have one project, we have three projects, because sometimes the teams aren't small, sometimes the teams are really big. Most of the time they're 8 to 10 people, sometimes 12 people in the team. So the price that we charge you can vary from $4,500 to $5,500. That includes your plane ticket, that includes visas. Now your first visa coming in, we ask you to pay for, but that includes us to pick you up at the airport, that includes fuel, and you got to remember, it's just not about getting a ride from the airport. You got maintenance on vehicles, you got fuel on the vehicles. And then when we get you to our projects, we include all the food for you while you're here on a 14-day trip or a 12-day trip.
Lunch was exquisite, as it has been every day since we've been here. It was a mixture of potatoes and posha. There's a pig that was killed this morning, which went in for our lunch today. His name is Arnold. And some rice and some greens on top of the rice. So it's been a really nutritious.
It's filling and it's delicious.
It includes breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you got to remember, when you get to our orphanage projects, a lot of people say, well, I'll just eat what the children eat. You got to remember, that's not your normal diet, and you will end up getting sick. So when you're here, we cook for you in a way that you're not going to get sick, in a way that you're going to like every meal. The last thing you want to do is go on a mission trip and get sick. So we take every precaution. Our biggest thing is to make sure you're eating right while you're here, you're drinking all the water, you're drinking all the soda, you're drinking everything you need to be drinking while you're on this trip. And we supply a nice place for you to sleep every night. And it's not just all of that. We want to make sure we got good qualified vehicles to bring you from Kampala all the way to Gulu, which is about a 6-hour drive, 5.5 to 6 hour drive, and then from Gulu into Sudan, which is about another 3 hours or so drive. And then if you end up at the farm. So at the same time you're on this mission trip, we don't have one vehicle with you completely packed. We have a couple vehicles and we have security with you. Our trips, our mission trips, are probably one of the safest trips you can go on. And we want you to enjoy, we want you to be happy, we want you to have a lot of fun, but the biggest thing is we want you to be a big part of these children's lives while you're here. And then what little money is left over from your trip, we also use to do maintenance and do work around the orphanages. So your trip, if you come on a trip that costs $5,000, the reason why it's probably $5,000 is the time of year you're coming. So your trip might actually cost your plane ticket only $2,500. Then your visas will cost $200 or $300 on top of that. And then your food, and then all the travel and everything that we do, that's where the cost comes in. You know, a lot of people say, well, you mean we got to pay? To start with, if these mission trips were free, you could not go, because there'd be like 20,000 people in front of you waiting to go. So the mission trips are not free. You got to remember, the mission trips are not to benefit us. They're to benefit these children. So any money that's left over, which everyone that goes on a mission trip, there is money left over, and it all goes to our projects and it goes to maintenance of our projects.